Hello everyone, we're from Rizal Technological University, BS Information Technology, from Block 504As. And we're gonna talk about how our devices connects to a computer network.
What is computer networking? Computer networking is the connection of two or more computers or devices so para they can share data, files, and resources. Kagaya na lang ng internet, printers, and yung mga messages natin.
Hi everyone, my name is April D. Alas. I am from the Block C IT 37504A and I'm from the group Tech Trends. So, I have two devices with me. I have my iPad and I have my AirPods. So, I'll be answering some questions of how we connect our devices to the network. So, for the first question, how does your device connect to a network? So, my iPad connects to the network through the Wi-Fi. Like, I will turn on first the Wi-Fi button here. I will show you. So this is the Wi-Fi button and I'm going to turn it on. So once I turn it on, there will network names will appear here, and all I have to do is I'm going to select my desired network name, and after I selected it, I'm going to enter the password for me to scroll through my iPad and to access on the internet. So, sa AirPods ko naman, it connects to the network through Bluetooth. So, syempre, bago makonnect, i-on ko muna yung Bluetooth button ko here. Ito, hindi ko alam kung nakikita nyo, pero yan yung Bluetooth navigation bar. So, all I have to do is to turn it on. Tapos, syempre, pupunta ka sa Bluetooth settings. Then, lalabas na yung device name dito, which is na-connect ko na siya. So, yan. So, ang name niya is J201. So, all I have to do is click here and then magko-connect na siya. So, for the next question, does it use LAN, WAN, or the internet? So, my answer here, so first, my iPad, it uses internet only because as you can see, my iPad doesn't have a LAN port to be insert to insert LAN cable. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ayan, wala siyang LAN port. Yan. So, it only has iOS port and yung saksakan ng earphones dito. So, wala siyang LAN port. So, I can only access, browse, and social media platform through internet. For my AirPods, it uses Bluetooth only, but of course, when my AirPods is connected to my other devices, it needs internet to allow me to listen to music through my AirPods. So, syempre, hindi naman ako makakakinig ng music kung walang internet access ang iPad. Depende na lang kung may downloaded na music ka sa mismong system ng iPad. So, for the third question, what network components does your devices rely on? So, for my iPad, it relies on access points kasi since yung iPad ko is Wi-Fi type of device siya, it will let me connect to a certain network by entering a specific passcode. And kapag nakakonect na ako, ayan, pwede na ako mag-browse through any platforms. So for my AirPods, it only connects to my host device, which is my iPad. Kasi nga, para makakinig ng music, need mo talaga siyang i-connect. It allows, and of course, by connecting to the internet, it allows the device to transmit information or what we call audio or tunes to the other devices. So for the fourth question, how does your device get an IP address? So yung iPad ko, nakakuha siya ng IP address using the abbreviation of DHCP or what we call the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol galing sa Wi-Fi router ko. Kumbaga, nag-a-assign siya ng unique local or private type of IP address to communicate on my phone and home network. For the AirPods naman, mostly ay hindi siya nakakaget ng IP address since nagre-rely lang siya sa Bluetooth connection papunta sa isang device which is my iPad. So, for the fifth question, does your device act as a client in a client-server system? Why or why not? So, for the iPad, yes, my device acts as a client in a client-server system because when I use a web browser like Safari, ayun yung tinatawag natin na server. Kasi yung iPad ko is the client. So kapag ginagamit ko yung browser or any website sa iPad ko, it sends a request to the website server for a specific content. Tapos, kapag na-send na, iaalaw ako nun or yung device ko to be exact to access that content in the web browser or server for that content or information that I've been looking at. So, for the sixth question, how does data travel from your device? So, pag-iisahin ko na lang po dito yung sagot ng two devices since makakonect ka naman sila. So, una, when I use my iPad, for example, gusto ko makinig ng music or manood ng video. So, first, i-connect ko muna sila tulad ng pinakita ko kanina through Bluetooth. So, paano nga nagsisend ng information yung iPad sa AirPods ko? So, yung iPad ay kakapture niya muna yung audio, yung music. Then, i-compress niya yung audio. Then, magsisend siya ng sound or audio yung iPad ko sa AirPods through Bluetooth. Pero make sure na i-on mo muna yung Bluetooth para mag-connect sila. And after that, makaka-receive na ng audio ang AirPods ko ng clear and fine music through its speakers. So, ito siya. So, ayan siya. Yung speaker, yung parang nasa gitna. So, for the last question, what security measures protect your device while connected to a network? So, of course, for my iPad, the security measures that protect it while it is connected to a network, of course, we have the Wi-Fi encryption. So, noong una hindi ko alam pa, pero as I research it, medyo naintindihan na. So, it encrypts wireless traffic so people nearby cannot read my data. So hindi nila mababasa to kasi protektado nga. Next, we have randomized MAC address na kung saan ay i-prevent niya ang iPad ko from network tracking. And of course, we have the built-in firewall which ang OS ng iPad ko blocks dangerous network traffic. So, yung mga dangerous na virus na network, ibablock yon ng devices ko, which is yung built-in firewall. automatically kasi pag hindi na-block yon ay possible na magkaroon ng problem when it comes to network connection. So, yun lang. So, yung devices ko ulit is iPad and AirPods. Hi everyone, my name is Jana and I'm from 504A. And I have here, as you can see, I have my first device, which is my phone. And it connects to a network using a mobile data kapag nasa labas ako, tulad ng 4G or 5G. Kapag nasa bahay naman ako, nakakonect din ito sa Wi-Fi through our router. So, hindi ko magamit ng LAN ng phone ko dahil wired connection to and wala itong Ethernet port. So, my phone uses LAN 1 and the internet. Kapag naka-Wi-Fi ako, part siya ng LAN internet. And kapag naka-mobile data naman ako, kumukonect siya sa WAN ng telco. Both LAN and WAN eventually connects to the internet kung saan ako nagsa-social media, nag-research, at nanonood sa YouTube. So, my phone relies on router for Wi-Fi, modem that provides internet through the ISP, access point that gives the Wi-Fi a signal, and the NIC, which is the network interface card. It is a built-in wireless adapter para makagamit ng Wi-Fi at mobile data. So, my phone gets its IP address through DHCP. Kapag naka-Wi-Fi ang router, ang nag-a-assign ng private IP. Kapag naka-Wi-Fi ang router ang nag-a-assign ng private IP. So, kapag mobile data naman, yung telco naman yung nagbibigay ng public IP. So, yes, my phone acts as a client in a client-server system. Nagpapadala ito ng request like pag nag-open ako ng YouTube or even Facebook, and server send back the data that I need. So, kapag Wi-Fi naman, data travels from my phone router to modem, to ISP, to internet, to website server, tapos ibabalik yun sa phone ko. So, kapag mobile data naman, dumadaan muna yung signal sa cell tower, then sa mobile network, then to the internet. So, my phone is protected by WPA2 and WPA3 or the Wi-Fi encryption, and it is protected also by firewalls, HTTPS websites, automatic updates, and as you can see, I have my iPhone and protected din ito by Apple or iOS security and optional VPN for added protection. So, my next device is the iPad. So, my iPad connects to a network using a Wi-Fi. Kapag nasa bahay ako, Wi-Fi ang gamit ko to connect wirelessly to our router. Kung walang SIM yung iPad, syempre hindi naman nilalagyan ng SIM yung iPad. Wi-Fi only lang talaga siya. So, like phones, hindi na siya gumagamit ng LAN dahil wala itong Ethernet port. And my iPad uses LAN and the internet. Kapag naka-Wi-Fi, part siya ng local area network or LAN. And pag dumaan naman ito sa router, it is from LAN. And papunta siya sa internet. Kung saan kung saan ginagamit ko siya pag nag-online class or nag-research at nagbabrowse. So, my iPad relies on router para sa Wi-Fi signal, modem para connect sa ISP, and access point para source ng wireless connection. And the NIC, which is the built-in Wi-Fi adapter ng iPad. So, my iPad gets its IP address through DHCP. Ang router na nag-a-assign ng private IP address every time kumukonect ako sa Wi-Fi. So, yes, my iPad also acts as a client. It sends requests to servers, for example, kapag nag-open ako ng Google, YouTube, or other websites, then the servers send the data back. Data from iPad travels from the device, router, modem, ISP, internet, and website to website server. Then, the service response returns through the same path pabalik sa iPad ko. So, my iPad is protected also by the WPA2 or WPA3 Wi-Fi encryption. It is also protected by device firewall, HTTPS security, iPad OS security features, automatic update, and the optional VPN if I want more privacy. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is is Raisa May Curiba. And yung device na napili ko is yung phone ko and yung earbuds. So first, punta muna tayo dito sa phone ko. So, itong phone na to is yung ginagamit ko everyday. I use it for many things like calling my family, texting my friends, watching videos, playing games, and syempre for taking pictures. And it helps me learn, have fun, and communicate with other people online. So this is my phone. So how does your phone connect to a network? So my phone connects to a network using a Wi-Fi or mobile data. Wi-Fi comes from a router at home or sa school or everywhere, syempre. And sa mobile data comes from the cell phone signal of my network provider, which is the Smart. So, the second one is, does it use LAN, WAN, or the internet? So, my phone uses the internet because it needs to connect to websites and apps all over the world. It does not only stay inside one small place like a LAN or local area network. It connects to a very big network, which is the internet. So the third one is, what network components does it rely on? My phone needs the router, modem, NIC, and lastly the access point. So first, sa router to give syempre the Wi-Fi, and the modem naman to bring internet to the router. And the third one is the NIC or Network Interface Card inside the phone to connect to Wi-Fi or sa data natin. And access point naman where Wi-Fi signals comes from. So the fourth one is, how does your phone get an IP address? So my phone gets an IP address automatically. So automatic lang siya nag-get na IP address or the internet protocol address. So pag gumagamit ako ng Wi-Fi, the router gives my phone an IP or the internet protocol. And pag gumagamit naman ako ng data, the cell tower or yung network provider, which is yung Smart nga, gives my phone an IP. So I don't have to do anything. It happens by itself. So the fifth one is, does your phone act as a client server system, and why? Yes, my phone is a client. It is client because it asks for information from a server. For example, kapag nag-open ako ng YouTube, my phone asks the YouTube server for videos, of course, and the server sends the video back. So, ayan. And yung pang-anim naman is, how does data travel from your phone to another device or website? So, nagta-travel siya from my phone and to router, internet, website server, and back to my phone. So, parang siyang nagsasend lang ng letter. My phone sends the message to the internet, and the website sends the answer back. So, yung pang-7 naman is, what security measures protects your phone? Siyempre, yung phone ko is protected by a Wi-Fi password. And yung firewall naman na nagagaling sa router. And pasok din dito yung phone security na settings like yung PIN or PIN, Face ID or password. So sa phone ko, yung ginagamit ko is PIN. And pwede din siya sa encryption that keeps my data safe and updates that fix problems and ginagawa niya safe yung phone ko. So, mas safer ganun. Para to help keep my phone protected from hackers, syempre. So, dito naman tayo sa pangalawa, which is the earbuds. So, this is my earbuds. So, this is a Lenovo. And about this device, I use it for listening to music, watch videos, type, and answer the calls. So they help me hear better without making noise for other people. Lalo na kapag, syempre, bumabiyahe tayo. So, need natin to. So, let me answer the guide questions. First one is how do your earbuds connect to a network? So my earbuds do not use Wi-Fi or mobile data. Unlike sa phone ko, so nagko-connect lang siya using the phone Bluetooth, which is a short distance wireless connection. So, di siya pwede pag malayo, di siya nakakonect. So, does it use LAN, WAN, or the internet? So, my answer is no. My earbuds don't use LAN, WAN, or the internet. They only use Bluetooth to connect to my phone. They cannot go online by themselves. So, the third one is what network components do they rely on? So, my earbuds rely on two things. Yung una is the Bluetooth inside the earbuds and the Bluetooth inside the phone. Both must be turned on so they can connect to each other. So, the fourth one is how do your earbuds get an IP address? So, actually, yung earbuds is hindi siya nakaka-get ng IP address because yung Bluetooth is hindi siya ginagamitan ng internet protocol or the IP. So, Bluetooth only needs pairing to connect. You need to pair it with your phone. So, the fifth one is do earbuds act as a client in a client-server system? No, earbuds are not clients. They do not ask information from servers. They only receive sounds from the phone and play it in my ears. So, the sixth one is how does data travel from your earbuds? Data travels like this. Una-una, syempre kailangan mo yung phone mo, yung Bluetooth signal to earbuds. The phone sends the music or sounds and the earbuds play it. So, the last one is what security measures protect your earbuds? So, my earbuds stay safe with Bluetooth pairings so only my phone can connect. Secure Bluetooth connection that keeps others from listening. This keeps my earbuds protected. So, ayun lang po. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Mayan F. De La Cruz. So, this is my device. It's called smartphone. Nakinig pa ako dito. Oh, may photo card. It's my smartphone. That's it. You can see it. You can see it. Hindi siya sumasagot. Okay, ito na. So, the device I am showcasing is my smartphone. I use it for communication, such as messaging and calling. as well as browsing the internet, using social media, watching videos, and accessing different apps for school, entertainment, and daily tasks. So, my smartphone connects to networks using Wi Fi or mobile data. When Wi Fi is available, it connects to a wireless router. When Wi Fi is not available, it uses mobile data through a cellular network. So, my smartphone uses all three. When connected to Wi Fi, it joins a local area network, which is LAN. For mobile data, it connects to a wide area network, which is WAN. Through both, it accesses the internet to reach websites, apps, and online services. So, it relies on a router and modem when using Wi-Fi, and on cell towers and the mobile provider's network equipment for mobile data. It also has a network interface card or NIC built inside, which allows it to connect wirelessly. My smartphone receives an IP address automatically through DHCP. The router assigns a private IP address when using Wi-Fi, and the mobile carrier assigns a public IP address when using mobile data. So, and yes, my smartphone acts as a client. It sends requests to online servers, such as when opening a website or using an app, and the servers respond with the data it needs. Data from my smartphone is sent through the local network or mobile network, then passed through routers and servers across the internet until it reaches the destination website or device. The response follows the same path back to my phone. My smartphone is protected by Wi-Fi encryption, the WPA2, WPA3 firewalls, mobile security features, app permissions, and encryption by website and apps to secure data while it travels through the network. So, in conclusion, my smartphone depends heavily on computer networking to perform most of its function. It connects to Wi-Fi or mobile data networks to access the internet, allowing users to browse websites, use social media, send emails, update apps, and retrieve online information. Communication features like messaging apps, video calls, and even regular voice calls rely on network systems to work. Many apps also depend on cloud services and online servers to provide real-time data. Without computer networking, a smartphone's capabilities would be extremely limited. So my next device is earbuds. So the device I am showcasing is a pair of wireless earbuds. I use them to listen to music, watch videos, take phone calls, and enjoy audio without using wired earphones. Wireless earbuds connect using Bluetooth, which creates a short-range wireless connection between the earbuds and the smartphone. It does not use Wi-Fi or mobile data. The earbuds do not use LAN, WAN, or the internet directly. Instead, they use a personal area network, which is PAN. Created via Bluetooth, they depend on smartphone, which handles internet connections. They rely on the smartphone's Bluetooth radio, which acts like a small network interface. There is no router or modem involved. The earbuds themselves have a tiny Bluetooth chip that receives audio data. Earbuds do not get an IP address because Bluetooth connections do not use IP addressing. They pair directly with the smartphone using device IDs instead of IP. So, of course, yes, earbuds act as a client to the smartphone. The phone sends audio data to the earbuds, and the earbuds receive and process that data. The phone is the server providing the audio stream. Data does not travel. The data does not travel from the earbuds to websites or the internet. Instead, the smartphone receives internet data, processes audio, and sends the sound wirelessly through Bluetooth to the earbuds. So, Bluetooth connections use pairing authentication and encryption to protect the audio data. Only authorized paired devices can connect, reducing the risk of unwanted access. In conclusion, wireless earbuds rely on a different kind of computer networking called Bluetooth. Bluetooth creates a small personal network between the earbuds and the smartphone, allowing audio data to be transmitted wirelessly. This connection enables users to listen to music, watch videos, and take calls without any physical cables. It also allows controls such as play, pause, or volume adjustment to be sent back to the smartphone. Without this Bluetooth network connection, wireless earbuds would not be able to communicate with the device or function properly. That's all. Thank you.
So hello everyone, my name is Maria Angeli Erica at Emmanuel. So ang devices naman na ipapakita ko ngayon is first is itong smartphone. So ito yung smartphone ko. Ayan. So itong smartphone is marami siyang functionalities na nagagamit like messaging, using social media, and ginagamit din siya for calls, and also yung pag Google Meet, ganyan, pag video call, and marami din siyang functionalities kaya ginagamit siya for schools, for works, and yung smartphone is hindi na lang siya basta once, kumbaga isa na siya sa necessities na kailangan natin in this generation. So itong smartphone ko is nakakonect siya sa internet through Wi-Fi. So ito yung Wi-Fi. Then ito din yung mobile data pag nasa labas naman ako. So ayan. So proceed tayo sa mga questions. So ang question is, how does a smartphone connect to a network? So, paano nga ba siya nagko-connect sa network? So, first is may iba't ibang klase kung paano siya nakaka-connect. First is sa Wi-Fi. So, ito yung Wi-Fi. Ayan. Ayan yung Wi-Fi. Ayan yung isa sa way kung paano nakaka-connect yung phone sa internet. So, yung Wi-Fi, pwede mo, kung nasa bahay ka or in any place, basta may router, ayun, makakagamit ka ng Wi-Fi, basta may router, ganyan. And pag may mobile data naman, ito naman yung mobile data. Ito. So, yung mobile data is kinakailangan niya ng cellular network. So, in my case, yung ginagamit ko is Smart. Smart yung telecom provider ko. And gumagamit na din ako ng 5G. So, Wi-Fi uses local wireless signals from a router, while yung mobile data naman is gumagamit siya ng mga cell towers na galing sa mga telecom provider. Like in my case is Smart. So, para sila is nag-a-allow sila ng internet access pero nagdi-differ sila sa speed, sa coverage, and sa cost. So, next question. Does it use LAN, WAN, or internet? So, ang sagot dyan is, yung cellphone ko is nakakonect siya sa LAN kasi nga, pag nasa bahay ako or nasa public places ako na may Wi-Fi and may mga router, ganyan, is nagiging part siya ng home network. Kaya, gumagamit ng local area network ang cellphone. Next naman is yung wide area network. So, pag nag-mobile data ako, is nakaka-connect din ako sa wide area network kasi yung smartphone ko, nagko-connect siya sa telecom provider na may wide area network. And dahil nga gumagamit ako ng WAN, ibig sabihin nun is nakagamit ako ng internet. Kasi yung smartphone is nakagamit ako ng internet para sa social media, sa storage, sa cloud storage, email, and many more. So next is, what network components does a smartphone rely on? So, maraming mga network components na nagre-rely yung smartphone. First is yung router. So, pagko-connect ako ng Wi-Fi is kailangan ko ng router para magkaroon ako ng signal from Wi-Fi. And kailangan ko din ng modem. So, yung modem is, it connects the home network to the internet service provider. And aside from that, kailangan ko rin ng access point. So, ito yung nag-broadcast ng wireless signal. Next is yung cell tower naman. Yung cell towers, ginagamit siya pag gumagamit ako ng mobile data. And next is built-in network interface card. So, ito yung built-in na mismo sa cellphone ko. And siya yung responsible, kaya ako nakaka-connect wirelessly. And lastly is server. So, for every website and app na ina-access ko is may mga servers sila. So, next is, how does a smartphone get an IP address? So, yung smartphone is nakaka-receive siya ng IP address automatically through DHCP or yung Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So, paano nga ba siya nag-work? So, yung smartphone ko, pag kumakonect siya sa Wi-Fi network, nag-send siya ng request sa router. Then yung router is mag-a-assign siya ng available local IP address sa device. And pag gumagamit naman ako ng mobile data, yung telecom provider ko, which is yung Smart, is mag-a-assign siya ng public IP address through its own DHCP system. So, fifth question. Does the smartphone act as a client in a client-server system? Ang sagot dyan ay yes. Yung smartphone is nag-a-act siya as client. So, yung client dito, which is yung smartphone, is a device that requests services or information from a server. Kumbaga, for example, pag nagnonood ako ng TikTok dito sa cellphone ko is, yung phone ko is nagre-request siya ng data from TikTok server. Then, pag nag-send yun ng request, yung server is magre-respond siya. So, most online activities follow this model. So, next is, how does data travel from the smartphone to another device or website? So, yung data na nagta-travel through a form of data packet. So, para siyang path, meron siyang 6 na path. So, first is from smartphone, then mapupunta yung data to router pag gumagamit ako ng Wi-Fi, or cell tower naman pag gumagamit ako ng mobile data. Then third is pupunta siya sa modem, then pupunta naman siya sa internet service provider. Then fifth is from various networking devices across the internet is mapupunta siya sa pang-6, which is yung destination server such as Google, YouTube, Facebook, and everything. So, yung mga server na to is magsisend naman siya back using the same path pero reverse naman. So, next question. Security measures protecting the smartphone. So, ano nga ba yung mga security measures na nagpro-protect sa smartphone? So, first is yung encryption. So, yung HTTPS encrypts data to prevent interception. Next is yung Wi-Fi password protection. So, pag nagko-connect ako kunwari, for example, nagko-connect ako ng Wi-Fi sa home namin. So, meron kaming Wi-Fi password para mag-prevent from unauthorized users. Next is may firewalls din, and it blocks harmful traffic. Next is meron ding two-factor authentication, and ayun yung nag-a-add ng security sa mga accounts na ginagamit ko online. Then meron ding VPN, in some cases ginagamit siya for additional privacy. So ayan, ang second devices naman na ipapakita ko is etong earbuds. So in this case, itong JBL earbuds yung ginagamit ko. Ayan. So itong earbuds na to is wireless siya and ginagamit siya sa pag-listen to music, watching videos, making calls, or joining online meetings, and even sa pagre-record or monitoring your audio. So, paano nga ba siya gamitin? So, first is bubuksan mo siya. Make sure na naka-charge. Then, itong JBL kasi is ano siya, pag nilagay ko na siya sa ears ko, automatic is nagde-detect na siya. Kumbaga naririnig ko na yung tunog. Then hindi ko na rin siya kailangan i-on kasi pag tinanggal ko siya sa case niya is automatic on na talaga siya. Then next is i-open ko yung Bluetooth sa phone ko. Then makita ko yung JBL 300 TWS. Then i-connect ko lang siya. Then dahil connected na siya, ayan, ang gagawin ko naman is mag-open ako ng Spotify. Ayan. So, pwede na akong makinig ng music na gusto ko. So, ayan. So, ganun ko siya ginagamit. So, proceed na tayo kung ano nga ba itong devices na to. And, paano siya, ano yung mga network concept and components niya. So, ayan. So, the first question na sasagutin ko is, how does this device connect to a network? So, itong devices na to is, isa siyang wireless earbuds na nagko-connect through Bluetooth. And hindi siya gumagamit ng Wi-Fi or mobile data. So, ano nga ba yung Bluetooth? So, Bluetooth is a short-range wireless communication technology that allows devices to exchange information over short distance without cables. So, second question, do earbuds use LAN, WAN, or internet? So, itong earbuds is hindi siya gaya ng cellphone na nakaka-connect sa tatlong to. So, yung earbuds is hindi siya directly kumo-connect sa LAN, WAN, or internet, pero they connect indirectly because pag nag-prepare ako ng any device dito sa earbuds na gumagamit na yung device is gumagamit ng Wi-Fi or internet is doon ako nakaka-connect. Kumbaga yung earbuds is nagre-rely siya sa smartphone or any devices for using audio data na nanggagaling naman sa internet. So, kumbaga, indirectly lang siya kumo-connect, pero directly hindi siya naka-connect sa internet. Next is what network components do the earbuds rely on? So, yung isa sa mga network components ito is Bluetooth radio inside the earbuds. So, next is yung Bluetooth chipset na inside naman sa smartphone or any devices na ko-connect dito. Next is audio drivers. Ito yung nagpa-process ng sound. Next is yung wireless protocols na ginagamit naman in Bluetooth technology. So, etong earbuds is hindi siya nagre-require ng routers or modems. Pero nakadepende siya sa devices na i-connect. Next is how does this device get an IP address? So, itong earbuds is hindi siya gumagamit ng IP address because hindi siya nakaka-connect sa TCP or IP networks. Kumbaga, gumagamit lang siya ng Bluetooth na nag-ooperate ng own communication standards. So, no IP address is needed. The fifth question is, do earbuds act as a client in a client-server system? Ang sagot dyan is yes, but only in a local sense. So, in Bluetooth connection, the earbuds acts as a client and the smartphone acts as a server. So, ito yung client and ito yung server. So, kumbaga, the smartphone sends audio data and the earbuds receive it and play it. So, sixth question is, how does data travel from phone to the earbuds? So, data travels through Bluetooth packets. So, ito yung process niya. First is the smartphone converts sound into digital audio data. Then second is the data is compressed using a Bluetooth audio codec like SDC or AAC. Then the smartphone transmits the data wirelessly to the earbuds. Then fourth is the earbuds decode the data. And the fifth is the earbuds convert it into sound waves. So all of this happens rapidly with a very low delay. So ganun kabilis mag-process yung data dito sa earbuds. Seventh question, security measures for earbuds. So Bluetooth has an inbuilt security features including device pairing, so it ensures only authorized devices can connect. And kumbaga, pag nag-open ako ng Bluetooth is yung authorized devices lang yung magko-connect. Access encryption, so it protects data from being intercepted. Next is frequency hopping. So Bluetooth rapidly switches frequency, making eavesdropping more difficult. Then last is short physical range. Kumbaga, limited distance reduces the chance of unauthorized access. Kasi nga, limited distance lang yung gumagana pag nag-Bluetooth ka. So that concludes my presentation. So that's all. Thank you.
Ayan. Good day everyone. I am Janine Legario, and for this task I will be presenting of my two personal devices. First is my smartwatch, then second is my smartphone, and I will explain how each device connects to a network and how several networking concepts apply to them. First, ang first device ko is smartwatch. Ano nga ba ang smartwatch? About this device, the first device I will present is my smartwatch. I will use this to monitor my steps, track my heart rate, receive notifications, at makita ang quick updates kahit hindi ko hawak yung phone ko. Siya. Ayan. Second is, my smartwatch connects mainly through Bluetooth. Ayun lang talaga kasi yung kumukonek sa kanya, which is short range wireless connection. Hindi siya directly kumukonek sa Wi-Fi or mobile data. Instead, nakakakuha siya ng network network access through my smartphone. Ito yun, na siyang may Wi-Fi or mobile data connection. Number 2, type of networks the smartwatch uses. My smartwatch uses is yung Bluetooth niya is for pairing with my phone, then internet access indirectly to my smartphone. Then nagiging party din ito ng WAN or internet once na ang data niya ay pinapadala ng phone ko online. Para naman gumana ang smartphone at makapagpadala ng data, umaasa ito sa Network Interface Card or NIC ng smartphone, router para sa Wi-Fi ng phone, modem na nagko-connect sa internet, access point kapag nasa public spaces. Lahat ng ito ay ma-access ng smartwatch sa pamamagitan ng smartphones. Pagdating naman sa IP addressing, karaniwan ang smartwatch ay walang sariling IP address. Bakit? Ginagamit nito ang connection ng phone ko. Like, yung phone ko nakakakuha ng private IP address mula sa router at ginagamit naman sa internet ay ang public IP mula sa SIP. Pagdating naman sa client-server, in the client-server model, my smartwatch acts as a client. Dahil kapag nagpapadala ito ng data tulad ng steps or heart rate, ipinapasa ito sa app like Samsung Health or Google Keep. At ang apps na ito ay nagko-connect sa kanilang servers gamit ang connection ng phone ko. Kapag naman nagpapadala ng data, ang smartwatch, una itong dumadaan sa smartphone via Bluetooth. Pagdating sa phone, pinapadala naman ito online as data packets. Maliit lang ang data nito kaya hindi masyadong affected ng bandwidth or latency. Pagdating naman sa security, ang smartwatch ko ay secure dahil sa Bluetooth pairing codes, encrypted data transmission, security features ng smartphone tulad ng PIN, fingerprint, or facial recognition. And lastly is the secure account sa apps. This help protect my personal health information. Yan. For the second device, the device this I will discuss is my smartphone that I use this every day for communication, school requirements, browsing the internet, watching videos, and many other tasks. For other information, I have two phones. This is my extra phone and this is my personal phone. But I often use this one kasi mas matagal siya malobat pagdating dito sa isa. Sa personal ko, lagi ko siyang ginagamit. Then, how does your smartphone connects to a network, mobile data, LAN, or cable? Itong my smartphone is connects through Wi-Fi and mobile data. Wi-Fi connects me to home, school, or public networks habang ang mobile data naman ay nagko-connect directly sa public service provider. Paano nga ba nagagamit ang smartphone? So, yung smartphone ko ay gumagamit siya ng LAN kapag naka-Wi-Fi. WAN naman kapag mobile data, internet naman para sa global communication, and mostly wireless connections since bihira gumamit ng LAN cable ang smartphones. My smartphones relays on router na nagbibigay ng Wi-Fi, modem na nagko-connect sa ISP, access point para sa public Wi-Fi, network interface card or tinatawag na NIC, ang internal chip for Wi-Fi and mobile data. Pagdating naman sa IP address, kapag naka-Wi-Fi ang phone mo, binibigyan nito ng private IP address ng router using DHCP. Pero pag nag-online na, ang ginagamit ay public IP mula sa internet service provider. Pero pagdating naman sa client-server model, my smartphone function as a client. Dahil kapag nag-open ako ng apps like Facebook, YouTube, or Google, my phone sends a request to their servers and the servers send back the data or content that I needed. Pagdating naman sa data transmission, kapag nagtatransmit ng data ang smartphone, hinahati ito into packets. Dumadaan ito sa router, modem, ISP, and lastly sa server. Pagdating naman sa bandwidth, it affects how fast content loads, and latency affects how fast the server responds to the device. But when my smartphone is protected through strong Wi-Fi password, router firewalls, HTTPS or encrypted websites, device security like PIN, fingerprint or face unlock, controlled app, permissions, regular software updates. This help protects my personal and online data. Bali, ito yung nagiging security ng aking smartphone. And this concludes my presentation about my two devices. The first one is the smartphone, and the second one is the smartwatch, and how they connect to different networks. And that's all. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Maria Janelle F. Manigalig from CIT 37504A. And number 1, what device are you showcasing and what do you use it for? Ang device na showcase ko ay phone, pati na rin itong wireless lavalier mic. Ginagamit ko yung phone for communication kapag may school activities, recording at social media. Itong wireless lavalier mic naman, ginagamit ko para mas clear yung voice ko sa videos at presentation. Maganda silang gamitin together, lalo na sa content creation like vlog and kapag may school-related video projects ako. How does your device connect to a network? Wi-Fi, mobile data, LAN cable. Itong phone ko kumo-connect sa network by Wi-Fi and mobile data. While itong wireless lavalier mic naman, kumo-connect sa phone through a small transmitter or receiver system, usually via a 2.4 GHz wireless signal. Hindi siya nakakonect sa internet, audio input lang siya pero nagagamit ko siya kasabay ng phone habang online. Does it use LAN, WAN, or the internet? Explain briefly. Yung phone ko gumagamit ng internet which is part of WAN or wide area network. Dito ako nakakapasok sa websites, apps, and online services. Yung wireless lav mic naman gumagana under PAN or personal area network dahil short-range wireless connection lang ito. Hindi siya LAN or WAN since audio transmission lang siya papunta sa phone. What network components does your device rely on? Router, modem, NIC, access point. So yung phone ko ay umasa sa router, modem at access point para makakonect sa Wi-Fi. May built-in NIC din ang phone ko para mag-handle ng wireless network communication. Yung wireless lav mic naman, gumagamit ng transmitter or receiver system para magpadala ng audio sa phone in a PAN range. Hindi siya network device pero kasama siya sa overall setup. How does your device get an IP address? Yung phone ko automatically nakakuha ng IP address from the router or modem using DHCP. Hindi na kailangan ng manual setup kasi automatic ang assignment. Yung wireless lavalier mic naman, walang IP address kasi hindi siya nag-connect sa network or internet. Audio device lang siya na nakalink sa phone through PAN. Does your device act as a client in a client server system? Why or why not? Yes, client ang phone ko kasi ito yung nag-request ng data sa servers like pag open niya ako ng social medias or website. Ang server naman ang magbabalik ng information pabalik sa phone. Yung wireless lav mic hindi client dahil hindi siya nag-request ng data sa servers. Kumbaga pang input lang siya ng audio. How does data travel from your device to another device or website? Kapag may sinend ako from my phone, dumadaan ang data sa router, modem at ISP bago makarating sa website or device na tina-target ko. Pag may response, pabalik ito sa parehong path papunta sa phone. Yung wireless lav mic naman, sasend lang ng audio short range papunta sa phone via PAN. Doon na kino-convert at ginagamit ang phone for recording or uploading. And lastly, what security measures protect your device while connected to a network? Ang phone ko is protected by a Wi-Fi encryption, passwords, and regular security updates. May protection din ito for online threats like phishing or malware. Yung wireless lav mic naman, may basic pairing and signal protection pero hindi siya directly connected sa internet. Ang main security ay nasa phone ko habang online. So that's all.
So, good afternoon everyone. I am Austin J. Srataga from CIT 37504A. And ang device na dinala ko ngayon is yung Wi-Fi extender ng bahay namin. So, ginagamit ito pala isang Xiaomi Range Extender Pro. And meron siyang 2.4G Wi-Fi extender. So, hindi pa niya na-detect ang mga 5G signals. Pero very usable na siya sa mga router at nagagamit namin sa bahay. So, ang device na to, yung physical unit, is meron siyang LED indicator kung saan makikita kung nakabukas ba yung device. Then, meron din siyang antenna. Kasi itong extender na to is used for purely wireless extender. So, ang extender is na-connect siya sa router over Wi-Fi. And it joins the router's wireless network and rebroadcast that signal. And some models, yung ibang models is pwede ka pang mag-plug sa kanya ng Ethernet and doon mo papadaanin yung signal. Or kaya naman, kumukuha siya ng signal through wireless then binabato niya through the Ethernet. So maganda tong gamitin for smart TV, for smart control, or kaya kung may mga dead spot sa bahay, is maganda siyang gamitin. And sa ano naman siya, ang kinagandahan nito is mostly ginagamit talaga sa wireless display or pang wireless placement flexibility. So, sa network use naman niya as LAN and internet, once the extender connect to the router, it becomes part of your home or the local network area. Device that joins the extender are on the same local network that can access local resources such as printer or yung mga smart TV nga natin, and especially mga smartphones and laptops. It connects internet via the router plus modem upstream. So next naman is yung network components. Yung router, modem, access point function neto. Una-una yung modem, yung convert ISP signal into your home network internet. So, kino-convert niyo yung nakukuha niyang signal sa router para maging isa ding Wi-Fi na siya naman yung nagbabato nito. Router, direct traffic between your LAN and internet enhanced out IP address. So, before siya kumuha ng IP address sa router, nagbibigay din siya ng separate IP address sa mga devices na nakakonekta sa kanya. And next naman is din siya, extender as access point. So, extender acts like the extra access point. It has radio or the NIC that receive router Wi-Fi and reset it to the devices that further away can connect. So, for example, yung Wi-Fi modem is nasa first floor. Then, gagamit ka nito para magkaroon ka ng Wi-Fi sa second floor at mas malakas yung signal. And NIC on extender. The extender Wi-Fi radio would receive and transmit packets. So, katulad nga ng sabi ko kanina, ito ay isang wireless display. Ay wireless modem. So, nagbabato siya ng signal sa mga devices natin para makapag-transmit ng data. So, sa IP addressing naman niya, una, gets private IP from your router. When the extender joins the network, the router assigns a private IP. For example, 192.168.1.50 yung IP address niya using DHCP. That address identifies the extender inside your home network. That devices connect through the extender also receive private IP from the same router. So, in speaking naman ng client or server client, the extender behaves like a client with respect to your router. It connects to the router and requests the internet access. It doesn't host web service for the internet, so it's not a server. Its job is forward traffic between client devices and router. So, sa madaling paraan, para lang siyang isang bridge na nagtutugtong sa magkabilang side ng road at mas mapapahaba nito yung range ng isang Wi-Fi signal. So, in security naman, meron tong WPA2 at WPA3 encryption, password protection, and firmware upgrade. So, bukod dun sa password ng Wi-Fi, meron din siyang separate password pag tayo ko-connect dito. So, for example, ang password mo sa router mo is 1234, ang password mo naman dito is 5678. So, it changed the extender default admin password and keep the firmware updated and patch vulnerability optionally. Enable MAC filtering or guest network for extra control, but not MAC can be spoofed. So, yun yung function ng ating Wi-Fi Extender Pro. Next naman natin, meron tayo ditong Xiaomi Smartwatch Expanded. So, etong smartwatch na to, meron siya ditong charging pin and nakakapag-detect siya ng ating blood pressure and yung ating blood oxygen. So, paano ba natin siya nagagamit? So, una, kailangan natin siyang connect Bluetooth to phone. Or, the watch typically talks to your phone over Bluetooth. And the phone acts as a gateway and internet needed function as cloud sync and notification. Grow from the watch to the phone over the Bluetooth. Then the phone sends them to the Wi-Fi or other mobile data. Some watch model also support direct Wi-Fi so they can get IP and access in the internet with the phone nearby. So, paano ba nakaka-access ang ating smartwatch to the internet. First of all, kailangan niya muna kumonect sa cellphone. So, ginagawa niyang gateway ang ating mga cellphone para kumonect sa internet. So, network use, gumagamit siya ng LAN via phone. And when your phone or yung Wi-Fi natin tayo nakakonect sa kanila, yung traffic na nakukuha ng ating cellphone o yung LAN and the home router to the reach to the internet. When the phone is in the cellular, the watch can still reach the internet service through the phone mobile provider network. Either way, the ultimate target is the internet, cloud servers, and notification service ng ating cellphone. So, sa networking components naman niya, yung router and modem provide the internet sa ating cellphone, and yung cellphone natin is magbabato ng data sa ating mga watch. Sa access point naman niya, yung Wi-Fi network ng phone natin pa rin ang kumo-connect and binabato niya pa rin ang mga signals and notifications sa ating smartwatch. The watch Blue radio, and if supported, is a Wi-Fi radio. Those are the hardware interface that let it join the network. So in this example, meron lang siyang Bluetooth radio. Wala pa siyang Wi-Fi radio. Ang Wi-Fi radio natin is nanggagaling sa cellphone. So sa IP addressing naman niya, ang IP addressing niya kinukuha is yung sa cellphone pa rin natin. So when the watch connect directly to Wi-Fi, it receives the private IP from the router via DHCP like the 192.168.1.150. If the watch uses only Bluetooth, it does not have own its IP for internet access. The phone IP is the use instead, and the phone forwards traffic on behalf of the watch. So for the client server naman, yung watch is the client. It requests data, for example, yung health, yung sync, yung weather notification na nanggagaling sa ating cellphone. For example, nag-set ako ng alarm dito sa cellphone ko. Yung data na yun is matatransfer dito through Bluetooth. Or kunyari may tumatawag sa akin through Messenger. Yung notification ng cellphone ko through dito is napapasa dito. Technically, hindi yung internet signal ang napapasa sa kanya, kundi yung data through the Bluetooth. So, the phone uses cloud service and other server in this relationship. So, ang ano dito is watch, phone, router, then internet. So, yung mga data, for example, yung watch is kumuha ng data ng blood pressure ko, ibabato niya dito kay cellphone. Then, after ma-receive ng cellphone through Bluetooth, ibabato naman ni cellphone niya through the internet or the routers. So, for the security naman, ang una dito is meron siyang Bluetooth pairing and uses authentication and encryption so random device can read your watch data. Always accept pairing prompts and verify codes. So, using the Bluetooth devices, hindi pwedeng kumonect yung ibang devices dito na hindi nila pinipair. So, when data is uploaded to cloud server, typically uses HTTPS and TLS, which encrypts traffic controls to the internet. The phone and watch should run the latest firmware software to fix security bugs. And lastly, use a secure phone lock, fingerprint, and face the phone sa gateway. If the phone is compromised, the watch data can be at risk. So technically, or in conclusion, yung safety pa rin ng ating cellphone ang kailangan nating ingatan para natin ma-ensure ang safety ng ating smartwatch. So yun lang, and thank you.
So networking matters in everyday life because it enables teamwork to share files, online platforms, and real-time communication. It makes collaboration possible even from different locations.
So, why networking is important in everyday life? And not just every individual but as society. So, networking is important in everyday life because it helps connect people, communicate, and share resources efficiently. Through networking, individuals can access information, opportunity, and support that improve work, education, and social relationship. It also strengthens communities by enabling cooperation, faster problem solving, and the exchange of ideas that contribute to social and economic growth.
Computer networking matters in everyday life because it allows devices like computers, phones, and tablets to connect and share information. It makes it possible to send emails, browse the internet, use apps, and communicate through social media or video calls. Networks also let us share files, printers, and other resources, and they power entertainment like online games and streaming videos. Essentially, without computer networks, most of the technology we rely on every day would not work, making networking an essential part of modern life.
Why networking matters in everyday life? Networking matters in everyday life because it helps people to stay connected, share information quickly, and access opportunities, whether for communication, work, or learning, or entertainment. Thank you.
Hi guys, so why networking matters in our everyday lives? So like as Jana said, syempre, ang networking ay importante especially when it comes to communication. And also because it provides us better access to better opportunities when we are in our job looking. Syempre, for example, online nakakahanap tayo neto by connecting to the internet. So yun lang guys, that's why it matters to our everyday lives.
So, why is networking important in our everyday life? Mahalaga ang networking sa araw-araw kasi dito tayo na-connect ng internet para makipag-usap, mag-aral, o magtrabaho. Or even gumamit ng entertainment kagaya ng social media at online games. Pinapadali nito na ating paggamit or pagkuha or pagpapadala ng mga informasyon kahit nasan pa yung gusto nating padalhan.
For me kasi networking is important because it connects people and devices. So, mapapadali yung pag-share natin ng information. So, yun lang. Thank you.
So bakit nga ba mahalaga ang networking sa ating everyday lives? So networking is important because it not just allows the devices to connect, but it also allows us humans to connect to each other. From the comfort of our homes, to communities, to all around the Philippines, hanggang sa all around the world is nagiging connected tayo lahat dahil sa networking. And without it, hindi to magiging possible. And aside from that, mahalaga din siya sa businesses, sa work, and sa school, and even sa personal things na ginagawa natin from everyday. Dahil nga, importante yung internet and yung networking is important siya para mapagana ang internet. Yun lang.
In conclusion, there is a wide array of devices that can be utilized for networking, each serving unique purposes to ensure the smooth and efficient transmission of data, from basic devices like switches, routers, and hubs to more advanced tools like firewalls, access points, and modems. Each device plays a vital role in establishing, managing, and securing network connections. The diversity of networking devices allows for flexible, scalable, and robust network infrastructures, whether for personal use, small business, or large enterprises. As networking technology continues to evolve, the range of devices available will likely expand, further enhancing connectivity and performance.